What a week for the Athletics. 8 wins in a row have the A's with the best record in the American League. Everything is coming together. The starters have stepped up. The bullpen has been outstanding. And the bats have contributed 1 through 9. Today they wrap up the homestand with a piece of their future. Jesus Luzardo gets the ball. The young lefty makes his second career start as the Athletics look for 9 wins in a row and a sweep of their rival, the Houston Astros. A's Astros starts right now. Well, the 6-game homestand comes to an end today for the Athletics. It's been a good one. They have not lost overall. The A's are looking for their 9th consecutive win. Jesus Luzardo, there he is. We're going to get to watch him start today. And another good youngster, Christian Javier, is going to pitch for the Astros. So a fun pitching matchup for the 3rd and final game of the series. It's the Oakland A's and it's the Houston Astros coming up right here on NBC Sports California. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's baseball. I'm Glenn Kuiper. This great homestand started with the A's taking 3 games from the Texas Rangers. Today, they'll try to finish off the 3-game sweep of the Houston Astros. When it's all said and done, the A's now 4.5-game lead over the Astros in the AL West. Now, to talk more about the homestand, let's bring in Ray Fosse and Dallas Braden. Let's start with you, Fosse. All good on the homestand so far, and you think about it, the A's are winning games big time, and really that offense hasn't even started to click yet.
You know, that's the biggest thing, but I think today, Kuiper, and guys, it's get greedy time. Might as well win out of the homestand. They've been an outstanding team on this homestand. The record, of course, is the 5-0. The batting average is low, but I like what they've done from the starters, the bullpen, and the defense. If you score just enough runs and have your pitching do the job, you don't have to worry about scoring a lot of runs. Basically, score just enough. They proved that yesterday with outstanding pitching from Frankie Montas in the bullpen. They played outstanding defense. They continue to do the little things to win ball games. That enables them to win without having to score a lot of runs.
All right, let's talk about this fun pitching matchup today with Dallas Braden. And Dallas, as excited as the A's are about Jesus Luzardo, deservedly so, the Astros are just as excited about Christian Javier, the young man we're going to see today.
Well, he is one of their young guns, Kuiper. We're talking about a guy who, over the course of 3 levels last season, earned his minor league Pitcher of the Year award for the Houston Astros. And they are very excited. He's got a solid four-pitch mix, and they love this young man. He is going up against the young gun for the Oakland A's, Jesus Luzardo, making his 2nd start on the heels of an outstanding starting debut against the Texas Rangers, as we highlighted, looking to take the torch from Frankie Montas after a great outing yesterday.
All right, and the Astros obviously desperately need a win before they head home for a homestand. So a perfect day for baseball at the Coliseum, and the A's are looking for their 9th consecutive win. A's, Astros, lineups, first pitch coming up. So the Athletics have taken the field, and they are set. So are the Astros, so are we. Final game of the series, final game of the homestand for the Athletics. Astros will head home. The A's will head to Anaheim. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Houston Astros. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Altuve, Reddick, Bregman, Brantley, Gurriel, Correa, Tucker, Straw, and Maldonado. That's the Astros starting lineup.
And as detailed, it is the 2nd Major League start for Jesus Luzardo. His first was against the Texas Rangers. He's had 1 appearance against these Astros out of the bullpen in his Major League debut. He did a tremendous job, gave up the home run to Maldonado. Other than that, he was perfect. So see how he does today against them in a starting rotation.
A's defense today has Grossman in left field, Laureano in center, and Piscotty in right. Chapman, Simeon, Kemp, Olsen on the infield, and Austin Allen is your catcher. So we are set to go as Luzardo has finished his warm-up tosses. Altuve doing a little yard work, and we're set. So Luzardo kicks. First pitch of the game is a touch low. The umpires, Nick Marley calling balls and strikes. The crew chief, Ted Barrett, is at first. Adrian Johnson is at second. Quinn Walcott is at third. A's won on Friday night 3-2 in 13 innings. A's won last yesterday afternoon, by a final score of 3-1. Tapped foul in the count, now 2-1 to Jose Altuve, who just 1 for 10 so far in the series. Off to a slow start. The average at 177.
Dusty Baker moving the lineup around a little bit, having Altuve lead off with Tucker moving down in the 7th spot. Of course, with the lefty, that's a little bit of a difference. And George Springer still not available, so Tucker is in the outfield along with Straw.
Altuve with a line drive to center field, and that's a base hit. So the Astros get their leadoff man aboard here in the 1st inning.
When something Luzardo did extremely well last time out was get ahead of guys with the fastball. Here it falls behind early 2-0 to a dangerous hitter in Jose Altuve.
So here's Reddick. So Josh Reddick, even with the lefty on the mound, moving up in the lineup.
Great job by Sean Murphy, and Altuve loves to run. Started to take off. Murph, though, stopped the ball enough that Altuve had to stay at first. I'm sorry, Austin Allen. They're both done a very good job moving laterally, and this time it was Allen. Got the ball in his glove, looked up, saw that Altuve was not running.
96 miles an hour from Jesus Luzardo. So 1-1 to Reddick. Reddick is 2 for 8 in the series. Did not have it yesterday. Couple hits on Friday night. And a homer. He's got 4 RBIs. Reddick's got 3 doubles and a triple so far this year to go along with his 1 home run. Second big league start for Jesus Luzardo. So now the count is 2-2.
It's about 4 baseballs they've gone through already in this at bat. Between balls in the dirt, and seems like Allen's got his hand out for Marta to give him a new baseball.
Going through more baseballs this year.
Yes.
2-2 pitches inside, so full count.
You figure Altuve's going to be running. I think Dusty Baker's going to be trying to do something to get his offense going. But with the lefty, he's got to make sure. Is the first-year manager of the Astros, Dusty Baker. Surprising.
Bounce to Olsen. He fires the second for 1. Luzardo hustling over to cover first, and that's a double play. It's never an easy double play to turn, but the A's did so, and Luzardo was able to hustle over there and actually get to the bag, settle there, and give Simeon a little bit of an easier target to throw to.
Well, this is the hardest double play in baseball to turn, and it's all on the pitcher to get over there. And a good job by Simeon to not only hold his ground at second base, but be able to wait just long enough for Luzardo to get to the bag. And you see Luzardo search for the bag and feel it at the very end. Great job with the left foot, and good job of bailing out so Reddick doesn't clip that Achilles.
Also an excellent job getting the ball quickly to Simeon, so Dallas, like you said, he could do exactly what he did. But Luzardo squares himself up, gets over quickly. Remember, he dropped the ball in a relief appearance, and unfortunately he's given an error, then made an error a little bit later, but maybe he learned from that because he got over there quickly enough to make sure he got the ball in his glove enough to hang on, especially in a double play situation. Very surprised Altuve was not running, and maybe because it was a left-handed bat at the plate in Reddick, but turned out to be very beneficial for the Athletics.
3-0 now to Alex Bregman. Michael Brantley, the on-deck hitter.
When I could see Josh Reddick and Michael Brantley here having a conversation just about what the arsenal looks like coming in from Jesus Luzardo. Again, maybe not the opportunity to have those conversations in close quarters, but you always like to see that communication.
Well, they saw him last year, the Astros, and several of the players did see him, including Josh Reddick. Outside corner. Nice job of catching the ball by Allen.
Chapman's got it. Chapman will throw on the run, and that will do it. So a nice 3-6-1 double play helps Luzardo in the top of the first. Here come the A's in the bottom of the first. The Athletic starting lineup is written out by Bob Melvin. It's brought to you by Xfinity, and here it is. Simeon, Laureano, Olson. Chapman's in the cleanup spot. He's had a nice series. Canna is the DH, followed by Grossman, Piscotty, Kemp, and Allen.
And it is Christian Javier, the right-hander, as Dallas detailed about the Astros minor league pitcher of the year. He's been good. Strikeout pitcher. He loves the K's. He's got 11 so far in 12 2/3 innings. Just a couple of walks, but fastball at low 90s. Long arm delivery. A's seeing him for the first time.
Javier, 23 years old.
Dallas, you talked about Brantley and Reddick talking. I would think that a lot of A's hitters will be watching this young man firsthand and doing a lot of talking when they get back to the dugout.
That's it.
That's how you learn about a pitcher.
Popped up. Maldonado is going to run out of room. So 1-1 the count to Marcus Simeon, the defense for the Astros today. Tucker, Straw, and Reddick in the outfield. Bregman, Correa, Altuve, Gurriel on the infield, and you saw Maldonado chasing that foul ball. Marcus Simeon in this series is 4 for 11. From the Dominican Republic, 6'1". Christian Javier. And this one may be playable. Bregman grabs it. And that's out for one. Javier is as Dallas mentioned in the open of our show, the Astros minor league pitcher of the year last year. He pitched in Single A, Double A, Triple A. How about this, guys? In those 3 stops, he threw a total of 113 innings. He had 170 strikeouts. That's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Keeps throwing that slow curve. I don't know that he's going to strike out a lot with it. He may give up some shots because it is thrown slowly. Marcus Simeon got a couple of them. Laureano just got one that stayed on the inner part of the plate.
Fouled straight back, 93 miles an hour from Javier.
Well, and Foss, we talked a lot about Luzardo shaping his pitches. You see there, fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, your standard 4-pitch mix. But that's something to pay attention to. You see there a very low number on that curveball, and depending on what database you're using to gather that information, those numbers can skew differently. But watching Luzardo throw that curveball for strikes and then go towards the back foot with a little more velocity and tighten it up, look for the same thing here from our man Christian Javier.
1-2 pitch to Laureano is popped up right field. Josh Reddick comes in and he's got it. So 2 away here in the bottom of the first. And that'll bring up Matt Olson. Matt Olson had a quiet series. He's 0 for 9. And he has struck out 5 times, so he's trying to get rolling. Bounced, fair, and that'll do it. Olson never left the box, thought maybe it was foul. Quick inning for Christian Javier. Wi-Fi security with a warning track and a smarter, more secure home Wi-Fi network. If it's connected, it's protected. This is great. Melvin stopping to check out the tweets from all the A's fans. They change those quite often. So all the good luck tweets.
Never seen that before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen it as the guys have been going up and down. Great shots by the production crew, but I didn't know what they were. I'm glad you informed me.
Yeah, just tweets from fans wishing the guys good luck or whatever, and they walk by them every day, check them out.
I thought that was a whole bunch of protocols.
Well, that's possible, too.
But that's a whole bunch if that's the case, so I'm glad to know there were tweets.
Well, the A's this year have moved to what used to be the Oakland Raiders locker room. Now, obviously, you'd have to kind of know how it's all set up down there, and a lot of fans don't, but the Raiders locker room was up above, up the stairs, compared to the A's locker room. But the Raiders locker room is huge. I mean, it is massive. So the A's moved up there, and I would imagine they'll probably stay up there now.
Steve Vucevic told me, because I asked him once they were going to move, I said, when are you going to move up there? And he said they think that by July the 31st. That was obviously before coronavirus kicked in and all that. So now they're kind of social distancing. They're using the regular clubhouse, and so basically using two, from what I understand. Stand to be corrected on that, but there's enough room. Like you said, it was so big. This is Bob Melvin. See the stairs, and you go in. That goes into the main clubhouse where the A's have been, and then a hallway, and then upstairs again to the indoor batting cage, and then the huge football locker room of the Raiders. Of course,
that's right. You know, you're right, Ray. That the tweets are in the hallway when you're walking toward the dugout.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
But the clubhouse or the locker room is so big that they're going to be able to section it off to have Vuce's office, and I think move pretty much exclusively in there again before the social distancing requirement came into play.
Brantley to the right side. Stop for Olsen. Brantley's retired.
You know, it's interesting as far as ground ball to fly ball ratio. In his first major league start against the Rangers, he had 8 fly ball outs and 1 ground ball out. So this is a little bit different today. He has 4 ground ball outs so far, including the doubleheader. So it's I take that back. He had 8 ground ball outs, so he's back on track. So my mistake on that.
Facing Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel 2 for 10 in the series, hitting .250 on the year.
He does work fast, and that is great for everybody.
Well, that's one of the most important things you're looking for, especially for a young guy coming up, trying to get his feet underneath him. Is he confident, and how can you tell? Is he convicted in his pitch selection? How can you tell? The pace at which he's moving.
Toward right center, and that's going to get down, and it's going to go to the wall. Gurriel around first. He'll ease into second with a 1-out double.
Well, it's just a good piece of hitting here by Gurriel. Pitch out over the heart of the plate, and he's able to drive it up into the alley. And we've talked about Luzardo doing a good job of working ahead of guys early on this season. I'd like to see him continue to do that. You don't want to give these guys an opportunity to get comfortable in the count.
I think we all know, too, that you'd like to see down in the strike zone instead of up like that one was, allowing Gurriel to take the ball to right center.
Carlos Correa, big batting average at .373. Second best in the American League. Correa also leads the American League in on-base percentage. Hitting in the 6th spot for the Astros. Astros are 6-8 on the year. They've lost 4 in a row.
Well, that's it for Jesus Luzardo, and it's primarily fastball locating it, curveball changeup, and just able to work effectively, especially with a fastball. We saw it with the tailing action in Houston, his major league debut.
Laureano in the right center. He's got it. Gurriel tags. Gurriel hustling for third, and he'll make it.
See, once again, a guy tagging with one out. I just can't understand that. Gary Pettis, an outstanding base stealer and base runner, I would think would be mentioning something to him in that case.
You don't think he should have tagged?
Well, you can't assume Laureano's going to catch the ball, and so if he drops it, he's not going to score, and that's the only problem there. And you know, we've seen it, and you tag with nobody out because then you're third base less than 2 outs, but he's there now with 2 outs. But you know, saw Altuve drop a ball yesterday with 2 outs. No tagging situation there, but it's just kind of the thing that's been done with regard to base running forever.
Tucker hits a high pop-up, lots of sunshine. Chapman's got it. So Gurriel is stranded at third. No scores. We head to the bottom of the second.
Call 811 before you dig. That's why Call 811 is proud to be donating $81.10 to the Oakland A's Community Fund for every foul ball landing in the section all season. I think that's the section that's roped off. There it is. Well, we got free pizza for Glenn Kuiper in left center field for a home run that hits there. You got a donation to the A's Community Fund. I like the pizza.
So do I.
Why would I think that?
Chapman, Canna, and Grossman here in the bottom of the second inning.
There's that slow, tantalizing curveball. The thing about the Astros pitchers, they would have that big sweeping breaking ball. We're not seeing it that much with this Javier young man at this point. Big sweeping that would start at the hitter, the right-hander on right-hander, sweep across the plate, get a lot of swing and misses.
So 2-2 now to Matt Chapman.
Well, here's the Oppo blast from Matt Chapman yesterday. He got the backside into this. Everybody's happy in the dugout, and just really good to see him driving the ball the other way.
Did you not want to make people hungry by saying taco, just Oppo?
Yeah, just an Oppo blast early on.
Okay. No Oppo taco. Tacos sound pretty good.
Oh, don't do that to me, Foss.
Yeah. Tacos and your grandmother's eclairs. Which we haven't seen, by the way. I mean, it's only August the 9th, Kite. Still haven't seen Peggy Lindsay's eclairs.
Strike 3 called, and there was that slow breaking ball, and it just caught the outside corner. Chapman thought it was down.
Well, it is slow, and seeing it for the first time. And if it's a strike, it's at the lower part of the strike zone. Forget about what Maldonado does by bringing it up thigh high. See where it crosses the knees. I'd say Chappie's probably right, or at least close to being right. Maybe too close to take.
Here's Canna. Canna at 244. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs, and he's 2 for 9 in this series.
Well, something to take away from that at bat with Chapman there is that curveball will be used to get him back into the count.
Like
as you see there, because it was a 1-0 curveball to Chapman, and he'll throw it to try to put guys away as well. So very confident in spinning that breaker. It's pretty much like you said, Foss, a hallmark of this Houston Astros staff organization.
Fastball at 92, first strike.
Again, pitching coach Brent Strom a lot of credit for developing these young pitchers, and when they get to the big leagues. And man, we've seen a lot of confidence between nowadays yesterday. It's Brent Strom, longtime pitching coach, but the bullpen on Friday night in the extra inning game, guys coming in throwing gas.
And Canna went after that curveball, flipped to first, and Canna's retired. So back-to-back strikeouts, one looking, one swinging.
That's it.
Well, we haven't seen the changeup quite yet, but what you're seeing is Again, we talk about utilizing this curveball in a couple different fashions for strikes, but he can slow it down, take even more off, drop that thing in front of the plate and bounce it. So he's doing a good job of pitching with that curveball right now.
Here's Grossman. Robbie Grossman at 245 with a home run, 5 RBIs. Got a homer in this series. Look at the defensive shifts. Grossman, right field, down the line, and that baby's gone. So Robbie Grossman's second home run of the year, both in this series, and the A's have an early 1-0 lead.
What a shock fastball. Unbelievable. All the stuff that he can throw, and he gives him a fastball 92, inner third of the plate. And Robbie Grossman, who uses the whole field as well as anybody, turns on it, as he did when he ambushed James on Friday night to right center, and gets the A's on the board in this game.
Well, coming into the ball game, Christian Javier had not walked a left-hander. So to your point, boss, going to that heater, 2-0, trying to get himself back into the count, and Robbie Grossman turned it into a souvenir.
For a teddy bear.
Fair point.
But I was shocked because in today's world, you very rarely see a 2-0, 3-1, 3-2 room service fastball. I mean, that was there, and Robbie Grossman's so patient. You got the veteran catcher Maldonado behind the plate. Robbie Grossman said, "You throw it, I'll hit it," and he did.
Piscotty cues one out in front. It's going to be a tough play for Javier. His throw in time. They just got Piscotty. So Robbie Grossman, a solo shot, second home run of the year. But Grossman gives the A's a 1-0 lead after 2 innings. Grossman's home run gives the A's a 1-0 lead over the Astros, top of the 3rd inning. Jesus Luzardo has given up a couple hits, nothing else, as he faces Straw, Maldonado, and then Altuve here in the 3rd. Straw goes after the first pitch, and he's retired. So out number 1. Well, Jesus Luzardo's major league debut came last year, and it was in Houston against the Astros, September 11th, late in the year. And we were impressed early on, and well, we figured we would be.
There's the movement we're talking about. There's his family. I understand his dad was in Italy, was his on some business, so he didn't get the chance to see him. And of course, with his major league debut from the starting staff, nobody could be here, so they were watching from afar. But what a debut for the young man in Houston against a very good lineup. It's only this guy who took him deep, the home run.
Luzardo will turn 23 years of age in September.
I remember that time.
You do? I don't.
Wow. 23.
I don't even remember what the heck was going on when I was 23.
Well, Luzardo, after struggling a bit, not having a first pitch strike in the 1st inning, only 2 in the 2nd, and all of a sudden pumping strikes in this inning. Well, one of the greatest things is to see a young man make adjustments.
And a high fastball, 96 miles an hour. So Luzardo makes quick work of Maldonado.
You're right, boss. You get that double play early in the ball game, kind of helps settle you down, work you out of a jam, and then you start to build confidence in your ability to compete in the strike zone. You get some outs, maybe even getting some results behind in the count. That can also help your confidence.
Good changeup, and Altuve went after it.
And that's just a great job of Allen, I think, having an idea of who he's dealing with in Altuve. Second time around, swinging from the on-deck circle like we mentioned.
Well, and also what he has done, or what he did Friday night in particular, but all series and his whole career, and that is swinging early, trying to get the fastball. I do remember a game that Rich Hill, who had a great curveball, and Altuve took him deep. And man, he had to be sitting on it because he crushed it. Nobody very rarely hit Rich Hill's curveball the way he did that particular day.
This one bounced to the right side, right to Kemp. And that'll do it. So a very good inning for Jesus Luzardo. Bottom of the third coming up. Kemp's going to lead it off.
In-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player update, stat leaderboards, and much, much more. The great game of baseball. Any way you can see it, hear it. Of course, unfortunately can't attend the game, so a lot of opportunities to watch Major League Baseball now that it's underway. And watching it right here on NBC Sports California.
Kemp, Allen, and Simeon for the A's. 1-0 Athletics. Grossman's home run, the difference so far. Bregman, the third baseman, in on the grass for Kemp. So the A's trying to win their 9th consecutive game. Their 11-4 record is the best record in the American League right now. They will head out on the road after the ball game tonight. A's will have a 3-game series in Anaheim starting tomorrow night. Night game on Monday, night game on Tuesday, day game on Wednesday. We'll have all of them for you right here on NBC Sports California. Then an off day on Thursday. The road trip then is a sleep in your own bed road trip, as the A's will play the Giants in San Francisco over the weekend. And then a 2-game series in Arizona. So that's the 8-game road trip. Run differential in the majors. A lot of people think that is a very telling stat of how good you are. It probably is. These are 5th in the major leagues in run differential, a +18. Dodgers, Rockies battling in the National League West. Twins, Indians battling in the American League Central.
I'm not a math major, and maybe not the best strategist, but I feel like it's always a good game plan to score more than your opponent.
Probably.
But I think also showing those numbers, all division leaders, it also means you have pretty good pitching to hold down the opposition. I'd take the pitching and defense, scoring just enough to win. There's your left-handed batter walk, Dallas. But you're going to win a lot of games with pitching and defense, and the A's have proven that, until the offense really gets clicking.
So leadoff man aboard for the A's. Keep an eye on Kemp as Austin Allen steps up. It is the Rockies who actually have the best record in all of baseball. Allen way out in front.
Talk about a great job of swinging the bat. This is what Allen did. Jabal, the burly right-hander of the Rangers. A's down a run. All of a sudden, one swing of the bat, they're up a run. Watch this. Watch this. Yeah. Starts. Yeah. Look out, everybody in the dugout. Here he comes. He was happy. Oh, then he gets the tying base hit on Friday night in the 13th. So all good things for Austin Allen. Nice dual combination of catching for the Athletics and Allen and Murphy.
One and one the count to Allen. Quick throw to first, and Kemp just got back.
Well, talk about an injection of confidence in a young fella. Making an impact early, trying to make an impact early. You come up with the game on the line. And you can hear the frustration from the man on the mound. Not too excited about it.
Snead. Well, because a couple things. He made a pitch that was hittable, and I thought more telling than anything was a shift. And they expected him to pull the outside fastball. And he did. He went with it perfectly. And that was a great job of hitting. And, you know, can't really tell whether it was, I know it was close to the shortstop position, whether it was too high over his head, but bottom line, there were 3 to the right side. And maybe because he hit the home run to right center, the spray chart showed play him to the right side. Bad idea. But a great hit, like you said, Dallas, to really help the teammates, and Marcus Semien backed it up with another one.
So Allen strikes out there. 3rd strikeout for Christian Javier. Another off-speed pitch.
It sure was. And it's that curveball.
Yeah.
And he kind of gets away with one here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is middle, about thigh high, and I think Allen might have been sitting on something else, looking for something else.
So now to the top of the order, Marcus Semien. Consecutive starts in the leadoff spot.
Yep.
149th straight start in the leadoff spot.
Broke Ricky's records.
A little bit outside, not by much. 1-0 to Marcus.
As we've talked about, he possesses kind of similarities to Ricky with the power. Of course, we'll never catch, I don't think anybody ever catch the leadoff home runs by Ricky Henderson, the speed, but and not really the stolen base threat that Ricky always was, but still not a bad guy having at the top of the batting order, and Marcus Semien.
Close pitch. Now it's 2-0.
Dallas talked about Austin Allen and his clutch hits, and the fact that Marcus Semien has not taken off the way he finished and had an exceptional 2019 season. Even in that take right there on a pitch, second time facing this young man, a little bit different. It seemed like he was squeezing the bat quite a bit early in the season. And now back to what looks like his normal self of taking pitches like he knows what's coming and having some good at-bats.
3-0 here with Laureano waiting in the on-deck circle. That one right in there, first strike.
Tony Kim's presence over at first base has bothered Christian Javier, this AB. You can see him really slow the game down right now, trying to hold the baseball on Tony Kim. Doesn't want to give him anything to go off.
So it popped up back toward us. Right in front of us.
Now he might have to worry about it a little bit more. Bob Melvin so far this young abbreviated season seems to be sending his base runners on 3 and 2 counts.
You might get that slow breaking ball here from Javier. 3-2.
Kemp's got a huge lead. And he runs, and the pitch is not close. Kemp actually stopped, but Semien ends up getting the walk, so 2 walks here in the inning.
That says something right there, and if a pitcher who has a very good curveball will not throw it on 3 and 2, anticipating the runner running, and the hitter may be able to eliminate that pitch in the future with the runner on base. And that is always something to look at. But from a catcher standpoint, you have to go to the strength of your pitcher and not worry about a runner stealing if that's the case. That 3-2 fastball might end up in the seats.
Yeah, and you had mentioned Tony Kemp stopped. It looked like he stopped because Maldonado, should that have been a strike, was going to have a really good shot at getting Tony Kemp at second base. But you wonder if that was a sacrifice made instead of going to that curveball, which could have gotten you the out at home plate.
First pitch to Laureano, drops in first strike. Laureano hit a fly ball to right field in the first. 9 in the series is Ramon. Altuve playing pretty close to second base. Trying to keep Kemp somewhat close. And then they could chat as well. Teammates for a while. To the right side and foul. We haven't seen a whole lot of offense in this series, but thanks to, as you guys have talked about, the great pitching, the A's have won both games. The A's have scored 7 runs in this series. The Astros have scored just 3. So it has been a series dominated by good pitching. The 1-2 now to Ramon.
Okay, that's a good point, because if you think about where the A's and Astros are, both teams really, it's the hitters are getting it bad, so it's not so much the pitchers being so far ahead of the hitters. Probably seeing the hitters trying to catch up or actually catching up, so the good pitching probably is what's dominating.
2-2 now. The A's are making Javier work a little harder here in the 3rd inning, laying off some pitches. Pitch is hit foul. Interesting note on Ramon Laureano. Batted balls by direction last year compared to this year. Pull percentage down this year. Balls up the middle more this year, and opposite field percentage more this year. That's a good sign. Because he's not sacrificing any power.
Oh no, he's just very quick and short. And can generate the power, especially with the 2 strikes, as we've seen with the 2 home runs that he's hit against the left-handed pitchers. Breaking ball coming into him.
And I think right here might be that conversation between Maldonado and Javier. Fastball again, or you want to try to spin that breaking ball? And if so, can Ramon Laureano sit back and just punch this thing to right field?
And a curveball got it. So that one was well off the plate. And that's 4 strikeouts now for Javier.
And that's exactly what that conversation was about. Do we want to try to crowd him in with the heater? No, I don't think so. We know how that turned out last time, 1-0 Robbie Grossman. Let's go to that breaking ball. And they do a good job. This pitch is up, so it's presentable, but it's away just enough where Laureano runs out of bat.
So now it's up to Matt Olson. A's need a 2-out hit from Olson, who grounded out in the 1st. Full shift on, as always, for Olson. Rolls that one foul. Altuve is out in shallow right field. Bregman on the left side. And Olson not going to bunt here. He's paid to drive in runs. Lots of pitches this inning for Christian Javier. He's already up to 50 for the game.
Well, it is the 2nd time through the batting order, and as a result, hitters are maybe a little more patient seeing him again.
And that one just missed. Close pitch.
Well, it's amazing in the minor league levels. Guys would be swinging at it. Might be called a strike. Big leagues. Nope. A little bit better eye than perhaps what he'd been seeing at the minor league level, Cap, with the numbers that you talked about and his innings pitched and strikeouts.
Fouled straight back.
Well, that's the difference between the big league level and AAA, is guys that offer at those pitches and those counts at the AAA level, we consider those as pitchers, we consider those guys that are free swingers or flailers, because they're just not comfortable with their strike zone and they're willing to expand at times when they don't need to. You get to the big league level, though they can handle it, advantage them, they're not offering.
2-2 pitch, another off speed, and Olsen stays in there. He was out in front a little bit, fouled it straight back.
It's that curveball again. And I feel like if they try to get away with one up in the zone again here to Matt Olsen, he may have done enough homework with that pitch. He might win that battle.
In the air, it's going to be a long run for everybody involved. And it's going to drop, and it is foul.
Whoa.
When Walcott was staring right at it, he's the third base umpire. It looked like it hit the line, but
sure did.
Walcott, looking at it, said foul.
Yeah, they're going to challenge it, I'm sure. Or at least Bob Millman immediately put up his hand. The chalk, Bregman into foul territory. The ball is coming back. Bregman reaching out with his bare hand. That's chalk. That's chalk that just lifted up.
So it looks like these are not going to challenge it.
See if you see some white powder pop up right
there.
Yeah, that's it.
At the bottom. You are absolutely right, boss. That's chalk.
That's a run, too.
Maybe two.
Yeah.
So at the count, 2-2. And now 3-2.
Well, and remember something we noted yesterday, a disadvantage that the replay room has. They do not have the ability to go to super slow-mo like this. Boom! And you can see that paint kick up right there. That's white paint that is kicked up, determining that's a fair ball. And if I can see that here in my monitor, I've got to believe New York has a better feed than I do.
So the runners will take off on the 3-2 pitch to Olsen. And here it is, and it's hit to right center, and it's hit well. Straw's back, and that baby's gone.
So 3 versus 1, we'll take it.
So Matt Olsen, his 5th home run of the year, and that one does some damage.
He went fastball again, guys. Fastball again, down low, and there it goes. Boom.
Well, fastballs in real estate, location, location, location. All aboard. Next stop, Pound Town.
There we go. See, you say that so well. I could never even come close to that.
Chapman hits one deep, and that baby's gone. 5-0 A's lead.
Well, a matter of a couple of swings, you have the the 3-run home run, and then all of a sudden, here we go with a solo right behind him. First back-to-back home runs of the season, and Matt Chapman back-to-back days hitting home runs. Neither one cheapies.
Brandon Bailey now starting to warm up for the Astros.
Second 3-run home run, first back-to-back.
So the meeting at the mound comes to an end.
You know, there's a little saying they have on the basketball court. Ball don't lie. Oh, you fouled me. Ah, did you? Well, that's my ball. Ball don't lie. Ball just went in. Foul ball, fair ball.
Yeah.
We'll take 4 runs.
This one fouled just below us by Mark Canna.
And the 2 walks have hurt the young man. Leadoff walk, got a strikeout, then another walk, and then a strikeout. And once again, the A's scoring a whole bunch of runs with 2 outs, as they have done all day today. All 5 runs coming with 2 outs.
0-2 now to Canna. So 3 home runs in the first 3 innings. The A's have now hit 5 home runs in this series. They've got 21 home runs on the year, and this is their 16th game. Breaking ball that stays up and in.
This young man 9 pitches in the first inning. Tied the first 5 before Grossman hit the fastball for a home run, the 2-0, and then maybe that was kind of a telltale sign of what was going to be happening, as he was going to feature the fastball, and traditionally fastball counts. The A's have not missed them.
It's now 36 pitches this inning for Christian Javier. And it's 3-2. Javier showing a little frustration. Going to miss, struck him out. But the A's come up big. They use the long ball. Matt Olson, a 3-run shot. Matt Chapman, a solo shot. The A's score 4 times. We head to the 4th inning. It's now A's 5 and the Astros nothing. With America's largest 5G network. So Jesus Luzardo now has a 5-run lead. It's 5-0 4th inning. Reddick, Bregman, and Brantley for the Astros.
And don't change a thing. Just keep it going just the way he is. Appreciative of the run support, but don't take anything for granted, because this Astros team is good enough hitting team they could change everything quickly. Luzardo looking back saying, okay, you guys make your moves. Give him a chance because he works so quickly. You better hurry.
Chapman leaps, cannot quite get it, and Reddick serves one into left center field for a base hit. So here's Bregman. The Luzardo changeup. The velocity last year, the velocity this year, so it's up a little bit, but really not a huge difference. Whiff percentage, though, is up quite a bit. So it could be a little bit more movement on the changeup, but
when you think about starting to get the swings and misses you're getting on that kind of pitch, the changeup, what that comes from is emphasizing and proving very early on that you can command the fastball for strikes. Changeup obviously working off of the fastball, but if you're constantly around the zone, with the fastball, the hitters have to be on time for that. They start anticipating that.
so those are the changeup velocity leaders.
And just
almost looks like a split.
Yeah, exactly.
Split finger.
Throwing hard.
DeGrom 91. What is that all about?
Well, that was King Felix in his heyday. Felix Hernandez.
Well, and remember what we saw from Zach Greinke.
Yeah.
Same thing. Power, you know, that 87 mile an hour power changeup. Great arm side run.
It seems like that pitch, the changeup, and the type of changeup we're talking about. You know, you think changeup, you think, hey, get a guy out front, get him off balance. That's almost like a swing and a miss pitch.
Yes, that's exactly what they're looking to do. Garner that swing and miss, and you know, obviously King Felix in the day, he gets you to swing and miss with any offering he had.
Bregman rolls it foul. So the count is full with Reddick aboard here at the top of the fourth. Bregman grounded out in the first. Hit hard to Chapman. Nice play at third. Out at second on the first. Double play. Wow. Not an easy play for Matt Chapman. That was hit hard. A little bit of an in-between hop.
Unbelievable job by Matt Chapman to hang in the pocket here and not only come up with this ball, but deliver a strong enough throw to get over to second base, and TK doing a good job on the exchange. Reddick's going to have to come up short, and that's a beautiful 5-4-3 turn. And guys, from where I'm sitting, I have the ability to watch Luzardo and Reddick and the cat and mouse that's going on over there. And with Reddick at first base, Luzardo was holding the ball, and Josh Reddick took one little jab step with his left foot back towards first base. As soon as that happened, Luzardo delivered the ball, and they're able to turn that double play cleanly. And I don't know if that's necessarily the case if Luzardo doesn't do a great job of controlling Josh Reddick at first base and then making a delivery that doesn't allow Josh Reddick to get any sort of momentum going towards second base, any potential to arrive at the bag to disrupt Tony Kemp.
1-1 to Michael Brantley. 1-2. Yeah, he was really nowhere near Kemp.
J.B. Wendelken was raving about the defense of Matt Chapman. Of course, everybody does. That's why he's won the Platinum Glove 2 years in a row. But you'd have to think that Tony Kemp at second, seeing the tremendous start of a double play by his third baseman, wants to make sure he completes it, and he did, thankfully.
Brantley goes to the wall in left center field, and Brantley's going to have a 2-out double.
There's two lefties going opposite field. Josh Reddick 0-2, Brantley 1-2. But the double play turn, and that pitch was up, and Brantley, a smart enough hitter, just to take it to the opposite field with a spin on it. But the double play is always a pitcher's best friend, and the A's have gotten it twice. Reddick in the first, and Reddick on first, and Bregman in this fourth inning.
There's Gurriel. That hit for Brantley, his first hit in the series. Gurriel doubled in the second. And he hits one well, left center field. Grossman looking up, and it is gone. So Gurriel with his third home run of the year, and now it's 5-2. So Yuli Gurriel, we saw him line one to right center. Here he goes to left center.
Well, that is a couple good passes from Gurriel on Luzardo. Both fastballs. He dresses this one up.
It's up. That's the main word there. It's up. And if anything today, Luzardo is pitching up in the zone a little bit too much, allowing these hitters to take command the way they are. But again, the double play turn by the Athletics, huge. because who knows what could have happened in this inning if that had not happened. I mean, 2 outs and all of a sudden a double and a home run. It could have been a lot worse.
So 1-1 the count, 55 pitches for Luzardo. In that 5-inning start against Texas, 76 pitches. Well, the Astros are scuffling. They've lost 4 in a row. They don't want to get swept, so they're going to fight you the last 5 innings here. I mean, they're too good of a team to go down quietly.
They're going to the bullpen also. Dusty has the right-hander throwing in the bullpen, and he's been throwing all inning.
So Correa strikes out. The Astros get on the board. A 2-run homer by Yuli Gurriel. 5-2 Athletics.
California is brought to you by Cresco, your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
It's a good looking yard right there. That's way out in right field. Unfortunately, nobody can use it right now, which is too bad. So 5-2, bottom of the 4th. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up and brake experts. So to the bullpen, Brandon Bailey comes in here. Our first look at Bailey in this series. It's his 4th appearance overall.
If you remember,
there's the line for Javier. 3 hits, 5 runs. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. So a little bit of a rough outing for the youngster. So Bailey takes over here in the 4th.
Brandon Bailey, if you remember, he was selected by the Orioles with the 2nd overall pick in the Rule 5 this offseason, but returned to the Astros at the beginning of March and originally required from Oakland.
What?
In the exchange for Ramon Laureano.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And Bailey could be good, but we know Ramon Laureano is excellent. He is great.
2-0 the count to Robbie Grossman. And now it's 3-0. And that's a strike. Grossman taken all the way.
Robbie Grossman, 2-0 fastball. He's the count of 3-1 now. This got the A's on the board against young pitcher Valdez. And the StatCast, 101.7 off the bat, 357 right down the right field line to the Teddy Bears.
Bregman a long run near the tarp and foul. So a full count. Scotty to follow, and then Tony Kemp here in the 4th. Way inside, and the A's have their leadoff man aboard. Well, the 3rd inning started with a leadoff walk. And here's Piscotty.
I know you've gotten some fireworks out of the lineup in the recent inning, but getting back to the drawing board in terms of how you went about it, the walks and the knocks leading up to the big blast, applying that pressure, being very selective here. Would love to see some more of that continue, having gotten into the bullpen here already in the 4th inning.
It's called adding on.
That's it.
As much as possible. A couple starts this year where the A's have had leads, and all of a sudden, one swing of the bat, 3-run home run, and everything changes. Plus, we don't want Bob Melvin to be nervous for the next 4 or 5 innings, you know?
Too late. Piscotty swings and misses. So 0-2 the count. Piscotty grounded back to the pitcher to end the second inning. Grossman's got a little lean going. That one blocked. Maldonado scrambles after it. Grossman alertly goes to second. So good base running by Grossman.
Well, and this thing hits about 54 feet in front of home plate. Not great. Great read by Robbie Grossman. Read that ball in the dirt. Read the down angle out of the pitcher's hand. Make it very easy on you.
Cap, you said it best. That little lean gives him the secondary lead. And as soon as the ball does hit the ground, with his speed and ability to read it, like you said, Dallas, and he's able to get into second with no throw.
So runner at second and nobody out. Astros used 6 pitchers in that 13-inning game on Friday night, so Dusty Baker maybe worried about the bullpen, but yesterday they only needed 1 inning, so they got a good start yesterday, and that can kind of cure your bullpen if somebody can pitch deep into a game, especially after an extra inning game. So I'm sure the Astros feel like they're in decent shape. High pop-up. Correa shading his eyes, and he makes the catch. Nothing easy today, as usually is the case during day games here at the Coliseum.
Sunglasses on, but the glove, you can see his face in the shadows, and then it takes it down once he picks up the baseball and catches it to the side. He goes, whew. Tough sun. You like to see a little background. You see, the Astros, the only team in the Western Division of the American League that trains in Florida. Everybody else trains in Arizona. In Arizona, this is what you get all the time, because there's just a high sky, nothing to back it up. Not to say it's easy all the time, but if you can catch them in Arizona, you figure you can catch them anywhere. And when there's an overcast, you're saying, wow, great. Hitters can see better. Infielders, outfielders can see better.
So 0-1 the count to Tony Kemp. Walked and scored in the third. High strike called. Kemp doesn't agree, and it's 0-2. Brandon Bailey, Astros right-hander. Strike 3 called, I guess. Nick Marley thought about it, wasn't sure.
Wow.
Thought about it again and then called it strike.
What is going on?
Well, very frustrating if you're Tony Kemp. Feel like you've worked an at-bat. You can see the catcher Maldonado pop up.
It's crossed up.
That's it.
Yeah, it's crossed up. Then it held it.
So let's talk about this.
It did, I mean, when it was all said and done, it looked like a strike.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, but just the way Maldonado went about his business, and
Jumping all over.
yeah, and but see, even if a pitcher crosses up a catcher or vice versa, I've seen catchers cross themselves up. The umpire should call a pitch where it crosses the plate. There should not be the hesitation as it was. I mean, Kemp's at the plate thinking that no call, it's got to be a ball.
1-0 to Austin Allen. Austin Allen struck out in the third. Hits that ball hard. Scoop by Gurriel. Nice play.
Wow.
Saved a run. So the leadoff walk, the A's can do nothing with it. They lead 5-2 after 4.
Spun by Jesus Luzardo. Take a look at the arsenal here. Get the sinker, the slider, the change piece, and the good old-fashioned #1 fastball. Not an easy mix to pick up, especially when you consider the velocity this young man is working with.
So StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. 5-2, the A's lead. It's the top of the 5th. Jesus Luzardo at 57 pitches as he faces Tucker, Straw, and Maldonado. A little bit outside with his first pitch to Tucker. Rangers and the Angels wrapping up that series in Texas, and the Rangers are actually going for the sweep of the Angels, and they lead 6-3 in the bottom of the 7th.
Joey Gallo
last night.
2-run home run.
That was it, right?
Yeah.
2-0 Rangers won last.
He was 0 for 10 with 8 strikeouts before that home run. And we saw him here with a very long swing.
So the Rangers trying to put something together. Trying to sweep the Angels. A's will see the Angels tomorrow night in Anaheim. Andrew Heaney pitched today for the Angels. Olsen's got it. Flipped to first. Tucker's out. So 1 away.
Dallas, were you in the system when Gil Patterson, or was Gil Patterson in the system when you were in the minor leagues?
Yes, sir.
Got a text from Gil Patterson and wishing all of us the best, and watching the game today. And he brought up Luzardo, he brought up Frankie, and brought up Bassett, 3 of the guys he'd been working with the minor league level. The cut fastball artist. And you know, the last time that Luzardo pitched, the name Johan Santana was brought up by you guys, and he said the same thing, comparing Luzardo to Johan Santana and the way he delivers, the way he pitches. So I think Gil's a good man.
Oh, great, one of the best.
Yeah,
one of the best. You want to talk about a wealth of information?
And that's going to be strike 3 as Straw chased it.
The good thing about Jesus Luzardo, he gets 2 strikes on you. Don't think you're going to get a waste pitch. He's going to go right at you, and Luzardo does that with a hard breaking ball and finishes nicely. I'd like to see the follow through where he is ready to be an infielder as well. Remember, Andrew Bailey first joined the club. The cut fastball was his specialty, and it was one that was taught to him by Gil Patterson. Enabled him to become the Rookie of the Year in the American League. Now the pitching coach for the Giants.
And I had a front row seat for that run, and it was incredible to watch. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Andrew Bailey come out and just blow a 92, 94, 95, all of it cutting.
Yeah.
Big slow curveball, just undressing folks.
He
Couldn't
worked
throw it
fast.
Straight. Couldn't throw it straight if he wanted to.
And he worked fast. Get it, throw it. I mean, it's a thing of beauty.
I'd have to go back and check the numbers here. But coming into today, Luzardo had 5 3-pitch strikeouts, which was the 2nd most. And I feel like he's got a couple logged today. To your point, Ray, no messing around.
I got 2 today.
2-2 the count here to Maldonado.
You got Maldonado in the 3rd. He got Straw in this at bat, or this inning. And that's one of the best things. That's something that a catcher can say to the umpire. You know, don't assume it's going to be a waste pitch. You get 2 strikes, and unfortunately, and nothing against the umpires, but it's just one of those things that figured they're not going to be getting a good pitch.
And that was a good pitch. Right on the corner. A couple of strikeouts for Luzardo in the top of the 5th.
FM HD2 are your radio home for all A's games in the Bay Area and 24-hour world business news coverage and all the A's action. Plus, tune in weekday mornings for Bloomberg Surveillance, the premier business news program covering global Wall Street. And you can get smart and enjoy baseball at the same time.
That's
man.
right. That's right. Well, I get to do that every time I work with you two guys.
Well,
the pleasure's ours.
Yes, indeed.
Marcus Semien to lead it off against Brandon Bailey, his second inning of work. Marcus walked in the third and then scored on the Olsen 3-run homer. Broken bat, it's going to work. So a leadoff single, third inning in a row. The A's have had their leadoff man aboard.
Is it me, guys? Are we seeing a different Marcus Semien? You know, just his approach, it just seems to be like, you throw it, I want to hit it.
Well, and you know, Ray, I think that stems from what we saw him start last year in terms of in between pitches. He's not stepping out of the box. Exactly. He's not adjusting things. He has a game plan from the first pitch. I mean, really, from the last note hit on the national anthem to the very last pitch thrown, Marcus Semien is locked in and geared up to go.
Keep an eye on him over at first. The A's have 8 steals this year in 10 attempts, so that's a pretty darn good percentage.
For a team that typically doesn't run.
Yeah, that's right. Marcus has 1 steal.
But you have to have the guys who can steal, and the A's do have that option this year if they want to utilize it.
So you got just enough guys. You get Kemp, Grossman, and Marcus, and Laureano. They can all steal a base if they feel like they get a good jump and that type of thing.
I see Grossman and Kemp talking about it right now. Talking about Bailey and maybe his move.
Oh, that hits Laureano.
Traded for each other.
Bailey didn't like the trade.
Disgruntled about the move to Houston is Bailey, apparently. It looks like this fastball just gets away, kind of spits out the side of the hand here. And maybe a bit of a glancing blow. Either way, Ramon Laureano does not want to sew that one on.
Made it look like he's throwing for the L. He got it.
So 2 on, nobody out. And here's Matt Olson, a 3-run homer in the third. He now has 5 home runs and 13 RBIs on the year. Down and in.
And we've talked about it between Marcus Semien leading off and playing every day, and the 2 Matt, first and third. You know, their offense may be a little slow, but they're going to get the opportunity to play. It's such a gift to know that one side of the baseball keeps you on the other side.
Olson had a good swing, foul the back.
And we saw some chalk down the left field line. He goes to 3-2 and down low, let it go, and 107.8 off the bat, 418, and Dallas, to your point, let her go.
That's it. He did. He let the hands fly.
Launch angle was really, really good. That's a low fastball. Got under it and drove it instead of on top of it.
Olson just got underneath this one, down the right field line. Gurriel foul territory, and he slips, falls, and holds onto it. Both runners are going to tag up, and they'll hustle, moving up 90 feet. So Gurriel, I don't know if he fell on the mound. I don't know if he tripped over the mound. It did not look like it.
No,
it started to stumble before that.
You're right. It maybe just thinking about. No, that's right. Right before he got to it. But had he continued, he may have, and maybe knowing it was close, Talk about a warning track. Even though he's on grass, he knew the dirt was there. But flipped the ball to right fielder Reddick, maybe, who threw the ball back in. But a shallow foul fly ball advances 2 base runners. Heads up by both of them.
So the Astros have to bring the infield in for Matt Chapman. Chapman takes a first pitch strike.
Well, and here's that homer, the second leg of that back-to-back job between the Mats. 109 miles an hour off the bat, almost 450 feet out to left center. Ball was touched.
That's why Tucker hardly moved.
Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt.
Time now for the Roman Health split screen. Here is Matt Olson, kept the bat back on a low fastball, a little bit elevated fastball to Matt Chapman. He also got under it. Result was the same for both. Head down. Boy, Matt Olson, what a great shot of that, of him swinging and getting under the fastball to drive it as far as he did.
Trying to put it in play. He does, and it's just foul. Bregman playing in. It got past him, but close but foul.
And you got a fastball from Valdez to hit the home run, and nothing but breaking pitches from Bailey.
That's it. It's a good job by Chapman to, I think, kind of wait this thing out. Might not have been a strike, but still a good job at Chappie to protect.
Pitch popped up. Gurriel again, a long run. Simeon's going to tag. Gurriel makes the catch. Simeon bluffs, and he stays at third. So Gurriel had a hustle over there. And if you're Gurriel, you want to get there so you can catch it and be settled a little bit, not have to spin around and throw wildly toward home.
Well, they finally did get a fastball a little bit behind it. Had to swing because it was a strike, but you're right, Kai. But Gurriel, as it looked like, as a pickoff by Maldonado coming out from behind home plate. But Gurriel kind of turned himself right there, and then the 360. But he knew he had to get it back in because he had already seen what had happened in the previous foul ball.
So we got a new pitcher for the Astros. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. 5-2, bottom of the 5th. The new pitcher, Ande Scrub. Scrub pitched on Friday night in the extra inning game. In fact, Scrub pitched the 8th inning, and he faced Mark Canha, and he struck him out. Don't know if that's why Dusty brought him in here, but
I'd say it's a pretty good chance that he's exactly. Runners at second and third, trying to keep it at a 3-run deficit.
First pitch to Canha, not close.
Guys, he has to be the only pitcher across baseball that has his own universal entrance song with the last name Scrub. The song made famous by TLC, No Scrubs, blasting loudly over the in-house audio system. A great job once again by the PA group.
Do you think he'll hear that again at some point?
Oh, that's my point. He has heard that from day one and will only hear that from now until the end of his career.
Well, I wouldn't say it to his face because he's a big fella.
Not a little guy.
2-0 here to Canha. And now 3-0. On base percentage in the American League, Mark Canha at 417. That's 6th best. Giancarlo Stanton just went on the injured list. He's got a bad hamstring. He can't stay healthy.
No, he cannot. Well, you get those two monsters, he and like the Twin Towers, Houston Rockets.
Well, if you're just a baseball fan, it's unfortunate because it looked like Stanton was getting back to the old Giancarlo Stanton. That was just crushing balls, 110, 115 miles an hour off the bat. Doesn't matter what direction.
McKenna fouls it back. So now the count is full.
But all the home runs hit by the Yankees between he and Judge and everybody in between. It sounded like Stanton really worked hard during the hiatus and came back, lost some weight, grew a mustache.
Yankees lost today. The Rays beat them 4-3 in St. Petersburg. So the Yankees now 10-6. Canna hits it hard off Scrub. Scrub scrambles after it. He's not going to be able to get to it in time. It's going to be an infield hit. Simeon comes in to score, and it's 6-2, the A's lead. So a hit and an RBI for Mark Canna.
Hanging curveball, bam, right there. Off the glove. He was going towards first at that point, realized he had no chance to recover to get anybody. Just allowed one run to score. And so there's your tagging up right there by Marcus Simeon with the ball in foul territory and Gurriel falling down. So Simeon alertly tagging, as did Laureano, and that's how you score a run. The runner at third versus the guy at second.
And I know we want to say, guys, pitchers, let it go. You see where Altuve is here. This ball is heading right to him, but this is your natural reaction. Rupp is in a defenseless position, or Scrubs, excuse me, is in a defenseless position, trying to do everything he can to prevent that ball from getting to the outfield. He doesn't.
Scrub will pick this one up, throw to first, and that'll do it. A's get a run on a couple of hits. There was also a hit batter. So sixth inning coming up. It's now 6-2 Athletics.
Now's a chance to get a Coliseum pet cutout for animal in your life. The animal in your life. Coliseum pet cutouts are $89 each, with proceeds benefiting the East Bay SPCA and Tularosa's Animal Rescue Foundation, ARF. Visit athletics.com/cutouts for details.
So Luzardo will face the top of this Astros order. 6-2, the A's lead in the sixth. Altuve, Reddick, and Bregman. And it's bunted and it's fouled, so the count 0-2.
See, like Chapman, Matt Olson anticipated, he could see Altuve trying to push the ball. He ideally wanted to push it towards Kemp, but Ole can cover a lot of ground. Of course, we know Matt Chapman can, so at the corners, not a good idea to try to bunt on either one of the Gold Glovers and Platinum Glove winners.
0-2 pitch hard, slider, and Altuve strikes out.
There you go, Dallas. There's your third of the day.
That's it, third of the day, 8 on the year for the young lefty. El Problema shows you exactly why he is and will be a problem for the league in the future. That is just nastiness towards the back foot there. Altuve coming up goose eggs. And you can hear the frustration.
Has to get a new bat, too, because that broke. Well, he's the table setter, and of course he has the ability to hit home runs in addition to setting the table for other guys in the batting order, and probably put in the leadoff spot today for that reason. Dusty Baker to try to get some offense going against the lefty.
Strike on the outside corner. Good pitch, 2-1 to Reddick.
And I think also scouting reports that are all over the place that with Luzardo pitching, they have to be saying, don't assume 0-2. You're going to get something other than a strike, because you're going to get it.
Nice play by Olson on the backhand. He'll take it himself.
Well, and you know, Foss, I'm reminded about a conversation I had a few years ago at Dodger Stadium with two of the game's greats, just absolute legends, in Don Newcomb and Sandy Koufax. And Mr. Koufax and Mr. Newcomb were having a conversation about why pitchers are being pulled at that 100 pitch mark and why the games continue to go the length that they do. And I found it interesting. Mr. Koufax said, why are they afraid to throw a strike 0-2?
Yep.
And I thought to myself, well, Mr. Koufax, I don't know how many guys feature 95 plus from the left side with that devastating curveball that you had. And, you know, Mr. Newcomb, I just don't know how many guys were like you two.
Yeah.
But you could sense the attack mode still in Mr. Koufax, the way he spoke about attacking the strike zone with 2 strikes and just sticking to your strength.
I think guys are just scared to death to give up an 0-2 hit because it looks bad.
Exactly right.
Well, and we get crushed in the minor leagues for doing so.
That's right.
Understanding the importance of your leverage.
You don't have to throw a fastball down the middle 0-2. I mean, just like Luzardo to Altuve, threw him a nasty slider back foot and got him out.
Just seems like there's such a stigma about giving up an 0-2 hit.
Yeah, you're right.
But you know what? You also see guys start 0-2, and then before you know it, it's 3-2 because they've thrown a couple balls, which if you're wasting a pitch, well, that's an automatic ball right there.
Well, then you're right back to where you are. You know, you didn't want to get it, and that's a 3-2 fastball. You're saying, well, if I'd have gone after it, maybe I didn't have to throw him the 3-2 fastball. Sandy Koufax and Don Newcomb. Wow.
I mean, I almost wanted to cut both of them off several times so I could just leave, knowing I didn't belong in that conversation. But you soak that kind of information up. You know,
so your stuff was a tick less than Koufax. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, not much to learn from watching those guys. If you're a guy like me, you really just you take it in, right? If you're watching old film or something like that. But I think the point is being able to be effective around the zone and working off of your misses to the point of not spoiling the pitch. Like that pitch there, a little wrinkle, a little up. So you think about what that has done. Well, it's slowed him down visually. It's raised his eye line. And so now you have the opportunity to potentially speed him up with a good fastball located.
Well, Dallas, you had something in common with Sandy Koufax. Perfect game.
I would stop at me being left-handed. That's about all. But
was it 55 for the Dodgers? 1955.
Yes, sir.
For the Brooklyn Dodgers, of course, they moved to Los Angeles. 58.
Lately, hooks one foul. So 3-2 with 2 outs. That'll get Bregman on the move. And for the Athletics in their bullpen, Yusmeiro Petit stands up. Luzardo at 86 pitches, still looks strong. Had a couple of strikeouts in the 5th. 5 strikeouts for the game. So Bregman not being held, he takes off, fouled straight back. Brantley has been the designated hitter this entire series. A little bit of a sore quad. George Springer's out. Alvarez not with the team. So you catch the Astros struggling with Springer out of the lineup and no Yordan Alvarez. That's a good thing. Springer with a sore wrist. And that's a walk. So back-to-back walks, the first 2 walks in the game by Luzardo. And maybe decision time if you're Bob Melvin.
Right, he went finally to the 3-2 slider after a couple of fastballs on 3-2, and Brantley is very patient and brings up Gurriel, who made it a 5-2 game at the time, which is now 6-2, but Gurriel got the fastball and it went off his bat at 99.5. Just a little under 400. Is that pizza? Bob Melvin looks like he's going to make the change.
All right, so when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So Luzardo in his second big league start, 5 2/3 innings. He leaves with a 6-2 lead. 5 hits, 2 runs, couple of walks, and 5 strikeouts. So he hands the ball to Yusmeiro Petit, who faces Gurriel with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the 6th. Double and a homer for Gurriel in this game.
Yeah, Petit is brought in for these type of situations. A little bit of trouble, trying to get out of the trouble and reserve this 6-2 lead for Luzardo and the Athletics.
Real goes after the first pitch, fouls it right below us. Yusmeiro Petit last pitched on Thursday, so believe it or not, the A's played 13 innings on Friday night, and Petit did not pitch. Doesn't happen very often.
Saving him.
Saving him for this.
Well, he's about as automatic as it gets when it comes to situations like this, and so you can understand with a game left or so in the series why Bob Melvin says, you know what, we might pick a different spot for Yusmeiro Petit. His number might come up a little later.
Foul back again. Gurriel kind of dives into the ball a little bit, and that's why he hits the ball the other way so well, but he can react on the pitch inside, but his normal swing is really a right center swing.
Yusmeiro Petit can get him out on his front foot and throw one of his good breaking pitches. He can sneak a fastball. Fastball could go inside considering he's diving, maybe take the breaking ball away from him a little bit.
So 2-2 the count. Each team with 5 hits. There has not been an error in the game.
That's been the biggest difference for the Athletics, as we showed in our open. This homestand 5-0, 0 errors. Remember at the beginning of the season, they were making some errors. People wondered why. Well, defense is hard to work on during a 4-month hiatus, but you don't have anybody to, or a place to hit ground balls or take ground balls. That seemed to be the one constant among players. They could pitch, they could throw, they could hit, but not a lot of defense was being utilized.
Yeah, it's hard to hit yourself ground balls.
Yeah.
So another 2-2 to Gurriel. And another foul ball. This one down the right field line. Dallas, you okay down there?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I throw my hands up every now and then just in anticipation. The umbrella's down here. It's up!
Some of those cutouts get hit in the back of the head.
Almost.
You've got a couple of umbrellas. It's nice that you have the black umbrellas to attract the sun.
That's it. Always thinking of me.
So good battle here in an important at bat. Astros trying to get back in the game. Another pitch in the dirt. So the count is full. Runners will be taken off. It's Bregman at second, Brantley at first.
Well, so many different pitches that Petit can throw as Correa waits in the on-deck circle.
Runners go, and the pitch is a little low, and he walked him. So 3 straight 2-out walks here in the 6th, and Correa's going to hit.
And this inning started harmless. Strikeout and a ground ball to Matt Olson, and all of a sudden, bases loaded with the 3 walks.
So Correa steps up, a fly ball to center field, and a strikeout. 2 for 9 in the series. He's got 1 career grand slam. Rangers still leading the Angels. It's now 7-3. That game is going to the 9th inning. Swing and a miss. Kept it away from Carlos Correa. Probably a pretty good idea.
Well, early on, it's like Petit saying, you know what, if you're going to beat me hunting a fastball or hunting anything early in the count, I'm going to make you beat me the other way.
And now it's 0-2.
There it is.
Yep.
Just continuing to keep it away, put a little cut on it.
It went soft the first pitch. It came right back with the pitch away and the action. It looked like Correa opening up a little bit too much, trying to think about Crawford boxes in Houston, which were not there.
2 pitch. And he got him swinging. Just kept it away from Correa. Correa kept chasing it, and Petit gets out of it. Astros don't score. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Exclusive originals, timely updates. Watch for free upgrade for more. It's peacocktv.com. Youngster's ready, having a good time. He really is. So is the guy to his right. Piscotty goes after the first pitch, hits it well to center field. Straw's back there, shading his eyes, struggling, but he makes the catch.
Yeah, sun is tough, and especially those wraparound sunglasses. He's using his glove right there. Looked like he's going to miss it, but then the ball came out of the sun, and his standpoint, thankfully, made the catch. And remember, he slipped on Friday night with no sun. And Laureano was able to get the triple, but Zach Greinke took care of him.
Here's Tony Kemp. So Scrub back out there. Scrub gave up the RBI hit to Cannon and got Grossman to end the 5th. Looked like it was a little outside, but called a strike. Birch Smith starts to throw. So 1-1 to Kemp. Walk, run scored, and a strikeout for Tony Kemp.
Guys had a good conversation with our good friend Monty Moore this morning. And Monty's still down in Porterville watching the Birds early in the morning. He liked this kind of game. A lot of home runs, some offense. Monty was telling me he almost became partners with Bear Bryant in a radio station, buying a station in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but it didn't go through. Joan Banks' father owned it. He decided not to sell, but all Bear Bryant, Tuscaloosa. Of course, he's quite big with the University of Alabama, but decided not to.
Strike 3 called. Kemp probably not in agreement there, but he'll head back.
Number 30, Austin Allen.
We told you Dusty Baker finished his career with the Athletics, and there he is.
I want to see the full on, see if he had sweatbands. You know he did. Yeah, he was a good age.
84 and 85. Maybe 85 and 86, I think is what it was, actually. Dusty Played for the Giants in '84 and then the A's in '85 and '86. So he finished his career in the Bay Area.
He's not won a world championship. Boy, thought he was going to do it in 2002 against the Angels. The Angels' only world championship. Just did not happen.
He's managed some really good teams. He had good teams in Chicago. He had really good teams in Washington. Good teams in San Francisco. And I think he had a couple good teams in Cincinnati as well.
He did, yeah.
But just has not been able to break through.
You get to postseason as many different levels as there are right now. It's not that easy. You can be hot for one, cold for the next. You're done.
Yeah, this year you're talking 4 series to win it all. Three and 2 now to Austin Allen, who's 0 for 2. Scrub deals. A little jam shot. Gurriel. Like Otto got hit again on the long backswing.
Might have caught it off the, obviously caught it off the back of the hand there in the glove hand, but the index finger as well. Right there.
And that's a swing and a miss. So a good inning for Andre Scrub. And we are on to the 7th. 6-2 Athletics.
Jesus Luzardo. Good job, as always, pitching very well. Ran into a little trouble in the 6th inning. Got the first 2 out, but the strikeouts, he got 5 of them. 89 pitches. He don't say Altuve a little bit upset, but his mentor and Esmeril Petit got him out of the jam, even though Petit walked the batter, but bases loaded, struck out Correa on 3 pitches, and then A's would turn it over to Bert Smith.
Got a couple of wins, so he's done a nice job. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up and brake experts. So Bert Smith in the 7th, facing Tucker, Straw, and Maldonado. 6-2, the A's lead. Looking for their 9th consecutive win. Tucker's 0 for 2 as he steps in. Swing and a miss. So the Rangers beat the Angels 7-3. That is a final now, and the Rangers sweep the Angels. Angels just did not score a whole lot in that series.
So Papa Trout, huh? He just left all the home runs in Seattle.
Angels now 5-11.
It's hard to believe.
And that's where the A's will be tomorrow night. Somebody just got thrown out. Dusty threw up his hands.
Or somebody did.
Nick Marley is the home plate umpire.
And this is probably why. And you hear everything. They want it up.
That's a swing and a miss. So Tucker strikes out, and Dusty looks like he is heading up the tunnel. Not happy. Although how far he walks up that tunnel, probably not very far.
And I guess with the protocols, you can't even argue, huh? You can't go out and argue. I saw David Bell with Cincinnati the other night. He kept his 6 feet arguing with the umpire.
That's
so,
no fun.
No, can't get in somebody's face. Might as well just do what Dusty did. Turn the lineup card over to his bench coach and head to the dugout or the clubhouse. I think what happened on that pitch, guys, is that Allen wanted the pitch up, and it was down. Did not look like that bad of a pitch, but the fact that they had to go hold the target up and then go down and get it, and then the way catchers do it now, bringing it up, made it even look worse.
Yeah, all about the optics.
Yep.
But as a pitcher, I love a strike being called a strike.
That's right, regardless of what the catcher does with it.
You got it.
Yeah.
And that is a foul tip, and that's a swing and a miss.
Bert Smith, take you back to Wednesday, and an unbelievable outing by this man. Just put the silencer on the Texas Rangers. He really had the entire mix working, but it was that big fastball. 94, 95.
10 up, 10 down.
That's right. Seeing a lot more of that right now.
Yeah. And you know what's the strange thing? Pitchers are so accustomed to having, after a strikeout, obviously third out doesn't matter, but 2 strikeouts and Birch turns his back and the ball's coming back to him because they don't throw the ball around.
Chapman grabs it, line drive, and that'll do it. So nice inning for Birch Smith. 7th inning stretch time, 6-2, A's lead the Astros. And the authentic fan cam for tonight. So 6-2, bottom of the 7th. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Roberto Castellanos comes in, a right-hander. And he's going to get the top of the A's order. A's with 6 runs on 5 hits, no errors. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Houston Astros.
We had the 12th inning on Friday night, left the bases loaded. Started with a runner at second base. Every one of those innings, the A's, you just got the feeling the A's going to win it. It never did, until they were behind by a run in the 13th.
First pitch to Marcus Semien, in for a strike. Marcus has walked and singled and scored a couple of runs today. Astros will head home after the ball game. They will have a 8-game homestand coming up. They'll host the Giants, the Mariners, and the Rockies. So they've been gone for a while. They'll be glad to get home. Correa ranges to his left and throws out Marcus Semien. So 1 away. Castellanos did pitch on Friday night. Just his 3rd appearance. Pitched the 12th inning the other night. So he came in with that runner at second base and nobody out. First pitch to Laureano, down and away.
I think Bob Melvin said it best about Friday night, and that kind of set the tone perhaps for the weekend. And with the Astros losing as they did on Thursday in the 9th inning against the Diamondbacks in Arizona, they had a chance to do something, but that has not been the case over the weekend. But Melvin, the skipper, said it best. It's a game that you hate to lose and definitely want to win. And, you know, put it in perspective, the A's did, thanks to Austin Allen and Marcus Semien. Great job of pitching by Maybe Wendelken, especially the last 3 innings.
Fouled right at the plate. Well, it's funny now with the runner at second base in extra innings. You know, even if you score in the top of the inning, you still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And if you're the home team, if you give up 1 run, you still feel like you got a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an interesting thought process now with that new rule.
And that's what Wendelken did on Friday night when Bregman got the double to right center. He didn't allow anybody else to score, making it a 1-run game. But you're right, and it is strange. But what you're seeing, a lot of these minor league pitchers have experienced it before, and that is starting the inning with the runner at second base. I mean, even Liam Hendricks, who's the A's closer now, said that he has had that experience in the past or in the minor leagues, and Wendelken did. But I don't think Hansel Robles had whenever the opening night when the Angels were in town, the way he looked. Oh, goodness.
Laureano gets hit again. That's the second time. Now he's pointing at Castellanos. It looked like a breaking ball.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of standing around.
And you can see Laureano just kind of talking about, you know, it looks like I can feel him releasing the ball in a fashion. Now we've
Look out, folks. This is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. Laureano sprinted toward the dugout, and this is not good, folks. This is exactly what Major League Baseball said you absolutely cannot do. Ramon Laureano didn't like what he was hearing from the dugout, and he started sprinting right at the dugout.
And that's the problem with no fans in the stands. You hear everything. You hear everything. But you're right.
This is going to cost some players some games, and that's why it's a big mistake.
You're right.
And it was a curveball.
Yeah, he just got under it.
I
think these 28-man rosters and coaching staff, there's a whole bunch of people out there. Laureano going back to the dugout.
Well, the umpires are going to have to sift through this a little bit.
When I'm down here, obviously right here field level, and I can hear Big Teddy Barrett telling people, just get back to the dugout. They'll find you, and they'll fine you. Don't worry about it.
Oh, they're going to fine him. It's going to be more than that. He's maybe without a player for a while. So the umpire's still chatting. Nobody's in a great mood right now. Laureano now is back in the dugout.
Well, this is what happens when you have two teams like this. The emotions from everything that's going on, I think, in the game, around the sport. A lot of noise. Thinking about last year, some of the transgressions. This isn't about just one pitch. This isn't about Laureano getting dosed twice. While that factors into it, we all know the emotion that is boiling.
Pinder's going to first base.
So there's Laureano. They're chirping at him from the dugout. And Laureano,
he doesn't get to whoever it was. Bregman got him first, looked like.
It was Dustin Garneau who grabbed Laureano and took him down.
Yeah, it was Garneau, you're right.
Pinder is the runner at first. Remember, Dusty Baker just got kicked out of the game before this happened.
When in that exchange, it's Ramon Laureano and number 37 for the Houston Astros, Alex Cintron, the hitting coach, that have that exchange. And you can see Ramon Laureano, after he's being antagonized by Cintron, decide to make his move. And that's really, as you guys pointed out, no fans in the stands. But you think about a member of the opposing team's coaching staff antagonizing a player.
They're supposed to be peacemakers.
You know, and that's something that I hope also gets looked at as they decide who the culprits are.
Austin Allen is heading in.
And the pitcher's going to stay in the game.
But it was a breaking ball. I mean,
you can't do anything to the pitcher.
I mean, it wasn't a rare back and throw. He just got under the pitch and it went to the back. But you know, when you hit, it doesn't matter. It still hurts. And just not. I mean, for Laureano, probably should have just stayed at first and let Cintron do what he's going to do and chirp and do all of that. But I mean, the way they came down hard on Joe Kelly, did he appeal that? And how much did they reduce it? They got 8 games.
It was 8 games.
Did they reduce it at all?
I'm not sure.
Because he was pitching last night, and I don't know status of whatever. But
well, if Joe Kelly got 8 games for what he did, I'm worried about Laureano.
You're right. You're right. Because, you know, to your point, Kipe, when all 56 players and staff started congregating, there's social distancing there for sure.
Altuve, tough play, and he caught it. Pinder alertly tags up. He's going to hustle for second. He's going to make it. So a really, really good play by Jose Altuve and a heads-up move by Pinder.
Well, the Astros do not need anything to get them going. And this is a great play by Altuve, reaching out near the stands on side wall. And Pinder with the ball in foul territory. That's always a rule of thumb. You have no place to go except back to the bag and tag. And with the back to the infield by Altuve, Pinder sees it in foul territory. Get back to the bag. And as soon as the catch is made, go. Look around Mike Aldretti to throw offline and puts himself in a scoring position.
So see if the A's can pick up a 2-out run as Matt Chapman will hit. Chapman swings and misses out in front of that slow curveball, and Castellanos a 3/4 delivery.
I do not see Sean Murphy warming up or throwing or anything. Although we did see Austin Allen.
That's a fair ball down the third baseline into the corner. And the A's will pick up an extra run as Pinder trots in to score. Chapman with an RBI double, and it's 7-2.
And heads up base running by Chad Pinder. He might have scored anyway, but you never know as hard as the ball was hit. Another drop down breaking ball stayed right in the middle of the plate. Chappie did not budge. He was all over it, and Glenn Walcott, the third base umpire, all over it, calling it fair.
So a couple of RBIs today, Chapman, a homer and a double. And here's Canna, who takes inside.
As the A's have 7 runs, all of them coming with 2 outs. That is great. You can get the big 2-out hit. All hits with running scoring position are great, but with 2 outs, that's even better. Devastating for a pitcher to have that happen to him. As we saw Cy Sneed showing his displeasure the Friday night game with Austin Allen with a big 2-strike hit to left field.
Mark Canna had a base hit that knocked in a run in the 5th. It was an infield hit. Right at the knees, bottom of the strike zone. Castellanos, the 4th pitcher in the game for Houston. And A's just keep tacking on. Extra run in the 5th, extra run here in the 7th. Two and 2 to Canna. Castellanos, man, throws a lot of them.
Yeah, when he drops down too, and if that arm, when he does drop down, he gets under the ball, it has a tendency to just almost back up as he did into Laureano's back, instead of breaking away or towards the middle of the plate as he did with Matt Chapman. You know, as a catcher, you have somebody like that, you want to set up as far outside as possible, righty on righty, to alleviate any possibility of the ball staying in the inner half of the plate.
Another 2-2, and this one came in on a fastball, and Canna strikes out, but the A's get another run. Chapman with an RBI double, and there was some other things going on as well. With Bob Melvin and the umpires, Austin Allen was booted out of the game. And this is the initial part, and you'll see Allen with his gear on kind of come hard from the dugout. There he is right there with his gear on, and he grabs Maldonado, and then kind of another pile starts, and obviously the umpire saw that, so Allen kicked out. Altuve goes after the first pitch to right, and he's retired, 1 away. So Grossman is now in center field. Pinder is now in left field. And Murphy is the new catcher.
Pinder finally gets to play the outfield.
So Pinder, Grossman, Piscotty is your outfield. Murphy is your catcher.
So nobody from the Astros ejected. Just the 2 A's players. Would that be it?
That's all we've seen anyway. Josh Reddick is 1 for 3. in first strike. Bert Smith had a very good 7th inning, a couple of strikeouts. Good pitch right on the outside corner, perfectly placed, and now it's 3-2. With the count 3-2, the A's kind of switch around a little bit. Shift on the right side. Bregman to follow here in the top of the 8th. Reddick got a high fastball, fouls it straight back.
Well, and again, with my location down here, right amongst the action, the two teams continue to exchange pleasantries. And with no fans,
it's going to work for Reddick. He's kind of cued it, but he'll have a hit. So Reddick, a couple hits on the afternoon.
And both of them to left field, which is not surprising. So Josh Reddick in his final season with the Athletics in spring training, just trying to do this, stay inside the ball, sees the gap, the entire left side of the infield open, and just flares it out there. But the Astros beat the Red Sox with a base hit similarly at Fenway Park with a base hit where the shortstop normally would have been playing.
So here's Bregman. First pitch strike.
Go back to Friday night for Bert Smith. Retired 14 straight before giving up this base hit.
Inside, Bregman lifts up his arms to get out of the way. 1-1 the count. He's played Bregman straight away on the infield. Hits this one in the air toward the bullpen. Wilson hustling, cannot quite get it. Tomorrow night it'll be Sean Manaea and Julio Teheran. Our first look at the New Angels right-hander who got a little bit of a late start. Teheran. First pitch down from the Big A will be at 6:40. We'll have it for you on NBC Sports California. Hot A's team against a struggling Angels team who just got swept in Arlington. Fires in Bundy on Tuesday. That's hit pretty well to center. Grossman is there though, and he's got it. So that's the second out here in the eighth inning. So there is the pitching matchups. Manaea, Teheran, and Fires in Bundy. Bundy's been really good. And then Chris Bassett, who's been terrific against Griffin Canning. So that's the 3-game series starting tomorrow night. Remember, Wednesday's game is a day game.
Athletics saw both Bundy and Canning in the series to open up the 2020 abbreviated schedule.
Well, it's funny now the Angels, they've actually got a little bit better pitching lately, and now they're not scoring runs.
Exactly. And you thought if they got pitching at all, they would be hard to beat.
Did give up a bunch of runs today, but pitching has been a little bit better. Carlos Rendon's hitting 103. That's not good. Justin Upton has struggled.
Danny Trout came back with a vengeance, but he can't carry the club, although he's done it a few times.
Well, there's only so much you can do in 4 or 5 at-bats in a game, you know?
Exactly. And plus, you know, saying goes, if somebody's struggling or guys are struggling, that guy who is hot, you're not going to pitch to him anyway.
Right. Work around guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about it tomorrow night, but I think the biggest thing for the Athletics that Sean Manaea gets the start and get him off on the right, or get him started, because he finished last season 5 starts 4-0, and it's not been the same for him this year. He's a great cheerleader up in Seattle with all the placards, place cards, cheering for his teammates and hitters. Maybe they'll cheer for him tomorrow night, score him some runs.
Dribbled foul. 28 pitches now for Bert Smith. An inning and 2/3. Sanabria, the right-hander, warming up for the Astros. Joined by Josh James, who's not really throwing, but getting loose. Up the middle, Bert Smith reaches up, grabs it, he'll flip to first, and that'll do it. A hit and a runner left. Bottom of the 8th coming up. The A's leading it 7-2, going for the sweep.
Sports California is brought to you by Toyota, the most trusted brand on the road in California. And by Xfinity X1, the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone.
All right, let's check out our game summary for today. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 2-run, 6-hit no errors for the Astros. 7-run, 6-hit no errors for the Athletics. Had 2 young starters going today. Luzardo, 5 2/3 innings, 2 runs. The A's knocked around Christian Javier pretty good. And more home runs today. Chapman, he's got a home run. Grossman, he's got a home run. Olsen, a 3-run shot. So 3 home runs today for the Athletics. So that's the new pitcher, Carlos Sanabria. First pitch, Grossman checks his swing, called the strike.
Now Mark Cannon probably would have gone to center field, but he's a designated hitter today. So that's the versatility of this ball club, with Grossman going to center, Pender to the outfield, or right field, or left field that is, and leaving Canna in the DH spot.
Grossman hits it to right. Reddick hustling over. Reddick on the move, can't get it. Bounces up over the wall, and Grossman's got a double. So that is hit number 7 for the Athletics in the ballgame.
Well, he's got a long ball on the day. First at bat, took advantage of a heater middle. Takes advantage of another mistake, just a little slide piece that didn't slide at all. In fact, it slid right over the right field wall for a double.
So that'll bring up Piscotty. So the A's today, 7 hits, 3 homers, and 2 doubles, and a couple of singles. Stephen Piscotty, he's looking for his first hit, 0 for 3. These 2 teams will hook up again the end of August, the 28th, 29th, and 30th. That's the final weekend of the month of August, and it'll be in Houston. It's a 3-game series, and then the Astros will be back here for a 4-game series, September 7, 8, 9, and 10. Don't know how far the Astros and their players will look ahead, but when it gets closer, they may look at that series and say, hey, let's get within striking distance.
Exactly.
Who knows? I mean, it's a little ways away, but remember, we are 25% through the season.
Well, you're hearing some people talk about with the expanded playoffs that teams that are under 500 might get in.
Possible. Piscotty, 97 miles an hour, and he swings and misses. So if you're just joining us, we had a bench clearing brawl. A big no-no right now in Major League Baseball. This was early in the game. Laureano gets hit by a fastball. This was later on in the game. It was a curveball Laureano got hit, and that was the 7th inning. He went to first base. They were talking. They was chewing back and forth. And see, I thought right there, unfortunately, Ramon may have got baited a little bit.
Yes, he did.
A couple of the coaches from the Astros were chewing on him a little bit, and he took the bait.
Yes, he did.
And he sprinted over to the dugout, and then it was a pretty significant brawl with some guys getting after a little bit.
Well, and it's unfortunate because as a keeper of the game, as an instructor, as a coach, as a leader, you are supposed to be setting an example, not only for your team, but for everybody else that's playing the game as well. And what's unfortunate is at 6'5", 240 pounds, you find yourself on the top step and then backpedaling as Ramon Laureano decides to maybe make a decision he shouldn't have made. But it's unfortunate because you look to those leaders, those instructors for guidance.
Oh, 2 to Tony Kemp. High pop-up. Bregman, long run near the pitcher's mound in the bullpen, and he makes the catch. Bregman, never an easy play.
Is it Joe Torre who is still the on-field disciplinarian? Major League Baseball?
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Bregman does make a good play out of this, and especially with the sun, fighting the sun, has the sunglasses and makes it. Did I hear another name? That's
I think it might be Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Chris Young.
Chris Young.
That's right. Chris Young, the big, tall right-hander who pitched in big leagues for quite a while.
Mike,
big guy.
Mike Myers is the assistant in the player rep for the union.
Chris Young, that's a good call.
But the thing is, the video, while is it Cintron who was not ejected, I mean, he could be disciplined even though he wasn't ejected.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he did bait Laureano, and I agree with you. Laureano shouldn't have taken the bait, but you know, there was a reason Laureano did what he did. And so while the umpires here maybe didn't see it, that video is going to show up in the league office, and you would think that something would happen there.
Well, if they're going to look at this really close, they're going to look at everybody.
Exactly. You're right.
And that's the scary part, because now if you start looking at the video closer, you're going to start looking, where were A's players?
Yeah.
You just don't know. But this will be dissected extremely close, this video, and that's unfortunate.
And, you know, and I agree with you, because of all seasons, this is definitely a no-no. I mean, you're not supposed to do anything. This is a pitch that got away from this right-hander.
Well, we'll see. Keep our fingers crossed, but I can't imagine anything good coming out of this.
Well, in skirmishes like that, there are two things. Number one, you don't want to see guys get hurt. And just as important, you don't want to see guys getting suspended, especially when a team's playing as well as the A's are right now.
So 2-2 the count to Sean Murphy, his first at bat. Blocked by Maldonado, saved a run there. Austin Allen, while he was in there, was 0 for 3. been able to take a big lead at third. Xavier finally ready. Murphy had a good rip, fouled it. Like the game is kind of ground to a halt.
It is.
Is it going any faster down by you, Dallas?
Not at all. There's some good conversation that I'm able to pick up on, which is highly entertaining for myself.
Conversations you probably cannot pass along to the viewers.
No, sir. It is emotional, and it is as passionate of a 7-2 ball game as I've been around.
Yeah.
So 2 on, 2 out, and here's Marcus Simeon, his 5th at bat. Marcus is 1 for 3. Sanabria delivers, and the pitch a little bit low.
It is unfortunate the way this season had to start 4 months late, 60 games, but I think in looking at last year, the way the A's seemed to have success against the Astros from the second half on to the end of the season, both here and in Houston, that I think is beneficial for the A's to have the first series of 2020 start here, because of some similarities in the past where the A's have, well, been trailing by 2.5, where the Astros were trailing by 2.5 coming into this weekend. A lot of frustrations. The A's seem to play the Astros well here at the Coliseum.
That'll do it for the A's. They strand a couple runners. So the A's 3 outs away from their 9th straight win. They lead at 7-2.
Today's Coliseum cutout attendance is 7,176. Lock in your cutout order now with proceeds benefiting the A's Community Fund. Head to athletics.com/cutouts to become part of our attendance here at the Coliseum. Athletics.com/cutouts. Well, would it be great to get 49,000 cutouts here? Oh man, just pack this place. Have to open up Mount Davis.
Sure.
Take all the tarps down for all the cutouts.
So Birch Smith is back out there, so he could get a save.
Yeah. 3-inning save.
Pitch 3 innings, you get a save no matter what the score is.
He deserves it.
He does. 2 innings, giving up just a hit, a couple of strikeouts.
The way he flipped the ball to first base on the final out off Brantley looked like he's upset that he even gave up a hit to Josh Reddick. And they fell behind 3-0, went to 3-2, and Reddick with base hit to left field. Man was perfection, almost has gotten it. Maybe he sees Dallas behind home plate, looks at him and says, that guy was perfect, so do I want to be.
Gurriel fouls it again, and it's 0-2. Correa follow, and then Tucker. For A's post-game live coming up right after the ball game. And then we'll see you tomorrow night. The team will be in Anaheim for the first of 3 against the Angels. The A's took 3 out of 4 from the Angels to start this shortened season. Gurriel, this one headed back toward us into the upper deck. Astros will head home, and they will host the Giants Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And that's a swing and a miss as Murphy held on. So 1 away here in the 9th.
High fastball, and Murph didn't know he had it. Oh, there it is.
It's in there somewhere. TJ McFarland getting loose just in case things start to get a little weird.
That helps.
Sure does. Correa goes after the first pitch. Olsen's there. 2 outs. We're looking at the standings right now, so the A's have a chance to open up a 5.5 game lead. No matter where you are in the season, even in a shortened season, that's a pretty decent lead.
Yes, it is.
And the Texas Rangers, with their win today, so actually the Rangers will be in second place. So Kyle Tucker, the final hope for the Houston Astros.
This is what makes Burch Smith so valuable to this club. To be able to really save the rest of the bullpen. If he goes the 3 innings, he does get the save, but also means that he'll get tomorrow night off in Anaheim, but the rest of the pen will be ready to go.
Yep.
And that's always important.
1-1 to Tucker, who's 0 for 3. Now the count is 1-2. It's little things like that that end up making a big difference.
Yes, it does. Yeah, you start throwing a lot of pitches, putting base runners on. Manager has to go to the bullpen and trying to get out of tough jams. Utilize too many guys out of the pen.
And that's a swing and a miss, and that's the ball game. So the Oakland A's, I mean, they completely dominated the Houston Astros. They outscore the Astros 13-5 in this 3-game series, and they sweep the Astros. And the Oakland A's are the hottest team in baseball, folks. They have won 9 in a row, and their record is now 12-4. So Jesus Luzardo gets his first win as a big leaguer.
Yeah.
Burch Smith gets his first save as a big leaguer. So congratulations to those two. So all good this weekend. The Astros will limp home. The A's will head out on the road with all kinds of confidence. Time of game was 2 hours and 58 minutes here at the Coliseum. And the final score, the Athletics over the Astros by a final score of 7-2. Time now for A's post-game live. It is brought to you by Toyota. A's win it. They're hot. Take it away, guys.